Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel Held Dominant. Anthony here. Please remember to like and subscribe and also click that notification bell if you're enjoying what you're seeing and if you want to see more. Coming up in today's episode we have the Super League highlights from Friday night's 2 games. There was one NRL game played on Friday, so we'll give you the results and the scorers. And the Newcastle Knights have started their preparations for 2023 by signing 2 forwards. And we start with the Newcastle Knights as they have confirmed that they've added for next season and beyond the signings of back rowers Adam Elliott and Jack Hetherington. And they're all both on 3-year deals. The 27-year-old Elliott brings 113 games of first-grade experience to the Knights, having debuted with the Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs back in 2016. The former New South Wales country and Indigenous All-Star representative played his junior football for the Tathra Sea Eagles and is a graduate of the famed rugby league nursery, St Gregory's College in Campbelltown. In 2020, he was nominated for the prestigious Ken Stephen Medal in recognition for his work to raising funds and awareness for the Autism Community Network. He signed a 1-year contract with the Canberra Raiders for the start of 2022, where he's already gone on to play 12 games and scoring 1 try. Before the decision to sign him as for Canberra Raiders in October 2021, he had been up in front of the NRL match and league integrity unit after incidents with former NRL player Michael Letcher and his fiancée being avoiding a fine and suspension, but was also stood down by Canterbury for the remaining 2 matches of the season after he was allegedly ejected from a Gold Coast restaurant for poor behaviour. On August the 26th, Elliott was fined $10,000 by the NRL for bringing the game into disrepute. There was also further allegations involving Elliott, which included that he had taken a women's rugby league player Millie Boyle for a tryst in the Gold Coast restaurant. Hetherington, who's been out this season since round 3 due to a shoulder injury forcing him off in Canterbury's loss to Manly, has required shoulder surgery to rule him out for the NRL season. He signed a 3-year contract starting in 2023, but has previously played for Penrith Panthers 17 times, New Zealand Warriors 6 times, and Canterbury Bulldogs 20 times with 1 try to his rugby league career since he made his debut back in 2018, which was against Penrith, for Penrith against Cronulla Sharks. It's a bit of a homecoming for the 26-year-old Hetherington, as he played for the junior football club with the Valentine Devils before relocating to southwestern New South Wales town of Younger as a teenager. The son of former Canberra Raiders forward Brett Hetherington and the nephew of Australian and New South Wales representative Brett Mullins, Hetherington has featured in 43 first-grade games for the Panthers, Warriors and Bulldogs as a whole. The hard-working powerhouse forward is looking forward to getting away from this injury and committing to the new club of the Knights for 2023 to 2026. Newcastle Knights GM of football Danny Badeiras said these 2 signings will bolster the depth of the playing roster, and both players will be welcome additions to the club for the next season. They bring versatility, leg speed, and strong physical presence to our pack, which are key attributes and skill sets for the modern game. They share a hard-working attitude and a will to win. They both compete every moment, and that's a great fit for the Newcastle Knights. Hetherington and Elliott will relocate to Newcastle at the end of the season once their current club's commitment have been fulfilled this year, and the Newcastle Knights will be looking forward to introducing them to their Knights fans, sponsors, members at McDonald Jones Stadium. Now let's turn our attention to the NRL game that played today, as North Queensland played St George-Illawarra. The Dragons head to Townsville refreshed after a bye week, but will need to be at their best, their absolute best, to topple the high-flying Cowboys. Sitting third on the ladder with a differential of 160 points, Todd Payton's men have set themselves up perfectly for the demanding States of Origin period, which saw them go in against the Titans without 4 of their starts, but still won comfortably. A win for the Dragons would serve notice they deserve to be mentioned in the contenders conversation, but a spring in their step ahead of 2 home games at the Wins Stadium against the Rabbitohs and the Raiders. The Cowboys have already had more victories than their entire 2021 season, and will have this one penciled in for their 10th win of the year, all but ensuring they return to the finals for the first time since 2017. So, who made the cut for the 2 sides? First of all, the Cowboys. Todd Payton has decided to rest Maroons representatives Ruben Cotter and Jeremiah Nane, but Val Holmes will play. Tom Dearden returns at 5'8" after missing round 13 on Origin squad duty, so Ben Hampson drops out. Holmes was named on the wing, but he and centre Hamiso Tabuai-Fidel may swap positions. Tarek Sims is out for the Dragons and is replaced on the edge by Josh Maguire, while Ben Hunt is set to play with less than 48 hours after his Origin performance for the Maroons. Jaden Seward comes onto the interchange bench in place of Jaden Sullivan. Jonathan Rubin, who scored 107 tries in 106 Queensland Cup appearances, makes his debut on the wing at the grand old age of 28. Rubin, who comes into the St George-Illawarra side for the first time today, becomes the oldest NRL representative player to have never played any top flight rugby league anywhere else who comes in for a debut. The actual record belongs to former England winger Ryan Hall, who made his NRL debut at 31 years old, playing 11 times for the Roosters in a 2-season spell. Unfortunately for the Dragons, they went down 31 points to 12, and the damage was done 3 minutes after half time as the Cowboys ran in 4 tries to 1 by the 43rd minute and 5 tries to 2 by the end of the game. They got off the mark with Scott Drinkwater going over for a try, followed by Petter Hiku. 10 minutes later, Reece Robinson scored on the 29th minute and Murray Talagi scored on the 43rd minute. Moses Suali had scored on the 36th minute just before half-time, with Valentine Holmes kicking 3 of the 4 goals, while Lomax made it 22 points to 6 at half-time. Jaden Sewer scored on the 74th minute, which upped, how can I put it? The second halves for the Cowboys, for their 13 games so far, they have conceded 3 points in the second half in the best defence in the league. In the 14th game, they conceded 4 points. So that went up a little bit. 6 points because it was converted by Zach Lomax. Valentine Holmes also got a penalty on the 22nd minute, and Chad Townsend got a drop goal before Sewer's try. And while it was 20 points to 6 at half-time, it was 31 points to 12 at full-time. Despite the fantastic performance for the Cowboys, there was a chance that North Queensland have lost Hilliam Ludke with a knee injury, and the early fears were that he suffered a season-ending anterior cruciate ligament injury. We'll look at the Super League now, as there were 2 games on Friday. But before that, let's have a little recap of what the scores were beforehand. And, if you haven't already, see my 2-part or whole half-term report for the Super League in 2022. But anyway, they're all available. Just click on the links, possibly one up here somewhere, and the one that followed it in the video of the next one. Anyway, I digress. Let's go on to a recap of last week's results. So the first game of the weekend with a decent result was Catalan Dragons 14, Huddersfield Giants 22. Huddersfield Giants got over the Challenge Cup defeat the week before, and a mini revival from Catalans to try and get back involved in the game to see out the game. Warrington Wolves produced their worst performance of the season as they were resoundingly beaten by the improving Leeds Rhinos. Leeds have now gone above Warrington in the table thanks to the impact that JJB and Rowan Smith have had during this changeover period, while Warrington have slipped down to 3rd bottom due to this defeat. Castleford Tigers 12, Wigan Warriors 32. Castleford were in the lead at 12 points to 4 at half time, but lost Gareth O'Brien to an injury. Wigan Warriors then nilled their opponents in the second half, thanks to good performances from Liam Marshall and Bevan French. Toulouse 14 at Saints 28. St Helens got revenge from their earlier season defeating Toulouse in the league to beat the French side, plus a welcome return for Regan Grace sees Saints go 4 points clear. After a blotchy spell for Hull KR, they resoundingly beat Salford Red Devils 43 points to 16. It was a great turnabout result after, as I said, blotchy results, and some contract certainty for 2023 has seemed to settle down the squad. But Toulouse were disappointed by the Trinity result as they lost further ground on Wakefield, as Wakefield beat Hull FC, who's been inconsistent all season, thanks to a Jacob Miller golden point drop goal and a 19 points to 18 victory. So here is our league table as how it stands, as St Helens are still at top and extended their lead due to Catalan's defeats against Huddersfield. The Hull teams are 5th and 6th, which is going to be great when the next derby at the MKM Stadium comes around. Castleford Tigers, bit indifferent, but lose ground due to OKR's win. Leeds Rhinos move up to 8 above Salford after they beat Warrington, who find themselves in 10th place. And like at the top, there's a 4-point gap between them, Toulouse, and the team directly next to them. And in today's fixtures, Huddersfield Giants face the Leeds Rhinos at the John Smith Stadium, while the Sky Sports TV game is Salford Red Devils versus Wigan Warriors. And that is the one that we'll preview first. So, Wigan Warriors took the short trip relatively, to the AJ Bell Stadium to face Salford Red Devils on Friday night in front of the TV cameras, and they were buoyed by the news that Liam Farrell has extended his contract for 3 years. It's been said by Jenna Brooks on Sky Sports that he was the one that instigated the interest in signing a new contract, which they were happy to do so, as he has been a standout performer this season already. But what about the game itself? Who did the managers, coaches, staff pick for the game? Well, I'll tell you. So for Wigan, first of all, as they're the away side, and that's what we normally do, it was a change only in the right edge for Wigan, as Abbas Minsky misses out after dropping out of the 17, despite scoring last week out, but also Ian Thornley drops out of the 17 due to injury. I think he's picked up the other knee's injury this time. Coming back in are, first of all, Thomas Lulai, who is recovering from his... I think he was just rested last week. And also John Bateman comes back due to the birth of his new child last week, which saw him miss out against Castleford. Jai Fields then moves back to the fullback, and Bevan French goes onto the wing. But otherwise, it's an unchanged side, with Willie Isa playing at centre. For the home side, we see Sita Akawala come into the forward line as he joins Jack Ormondroyd and Alex Gerrard drops to the bench. The back three of Livette, Watkins and Taylor continue to make marks on the team, but it is Morgan Escaray and Danny Addy who drop out of the 17 completely, as does Ryan Lannon. So Tyler Dupree is the only person remaining on the bench from last time out, as Sam Luckley and Amir Burrow join Alex Gerrard on the bench. In what was a close first half, it was Wigan who got the first points and the only points of the first half. It was a great kick and run play. So we start with the only points of the first half, which came on the 9th minute. Liam Byrne ramming his way into the Salford defence. Then the ball was shifted to the left as Harry Smith found Jake Bibby, who found Liam Marshall in a bit of space, who passed inside for the supporting Harry Smith to go over left of the post, totally untouched and unfollowed by the Salford back line. He converted the try, and it was 6-0 at half-time. Next, after a suspected forward pass by Tommy Lulai to Patrick Mago, it's Wigan that got on the scoreboard yet again, as we see the ball shifted out to the left-hand edge. Jai Fields and Jake Bibby kicked forward for Liam Marshall, and after the try was checked, it was 10 points to 0 to the Wigan side. Marshall misses the kick. Smith misses the kick, and Wigan look in control as they start to grind out the rest of the game. Turns into the Bevan French show next, as we see him involved in 4 tries. First of all, off the Salford are attacking down the left edge. It is French who fields a kick, and after Joe Burgess misses the attempted tackle on the flying winger, French fires the ball inside for Jai Fields, who returns the favour to Bevan French, who goes in the corner. Explosive attacking broken field play from the Wigan men. Next is a Wigan try for that man French again, as a set play from a scrum finds Willie Isa, and Bevan French dives over in the corner, scoring his second try on the 57th minute. After consulting with his linesman, there was no problem with the try. This made the scores 16 points to 0. No, is it 20 points to 0? Yes, 20 points to 0 after Smith converted French's first try. Wigan come once again after Ethan Havard's tough drive through the middle, gaining more yards every time that gets a touch. Wigan go right. This point, Tommy Lulai had gone off for a rest, and Bevan French bullets a pass out with the help of Willie Isa to find Liam Marshall, who has gone out to the right wing. Bevan French has since moved to fullback, and Jai Fields has gone in at standoff. Next, it's the Wigan's final try. As a looping pass out wide finds Willie Isa, who kicks inside for Bevan French to go around the Salford fullback to score his hat-trick try, which Harry Smith converts for Wigan's 30-point lead. Salford showed a bit of heart though after an attempt to go left. It seems like Salford attack started to come good. It was in the 74th minute though, so Wigan could have just took the foot off the gas. And the kick from Sneed deceives Ken Seo but finds Dion Cross, Salford's informed man this season. Most valuable player, I would like to say. Sneed adds the extras, and Salford are 30 points to 6 behind. But then George-Illawarra does a break through the middle, which takes a few Wigan defenders to stop him. And it is a Callum Watkins try, off a kick again from the halfback. I think it was... yes, it was Sneed again this time. And it was Watkins who got his hands to the ball. Sneed made the conversion, but Wigan went out 30 points to 12. Victors. Now we move ourselves over to the other side of the UK, into Yorkshire, as Huddersfield Giants face Leeds Rhinos, which I'm surprised wasn't on Sky Sports, due to Sky's preference to have the Rhinos on TV if they're able to play on a Thursday or a Friday. Anyway, so we're going to the game, and these are the teams that the two sides put out. We start off with the away side, Leeds Rhinos, as they make two notable changes to their starting 13. Cruz Leeming misses out to this game, with Jared O'Connor coming in at acting halfback. We'll go into why Cruz Leeming missed out. Was it just an injury ban? Who knows? Anyway, James Donaldson gets promoted from the bench for Morgan Gannon, who also misses the 17 mark, which gives a place on the bench for Sam Walters and Harry Newman, who partner Matt Pryor and Brad Dwyer on the bench. Now the Giants. Jake Wardle continues on the right wing in place of both Innis twin brothers, who have been in reasonable form this year, with senior twins, with Innis Senior scoring a hat-trick against Wigan before the Challenge Cup final, just as an example. Other than that, we see Jake Cargill partner Will Price once again in the halves, and in the forwards, Owen Trout drops to the bench in place of Oliver Wilson, who goes into the starting lineup after missing out against Catalans last time out. Danny Levi comes in as starting halfback, but Trout is on the bench instead of Adam O'Brien, who is the one that missed out. Chris McQueen, Josh Jones and Matty English continue in the backline, but Michael Lawrence, club captain, is in the side for the second week running. On the bench we see John Greenwood, who's going through contract negotiations at the moment to stay at Huddersfield, while Ash Golding joins Trout and Nathan Mason on the bench. A penalty on the 3rd minute gives Huddersfield the opening scorer of the game after Leeds were pinged for offside. Then Huddersfield work their left edge, and it's another try for that man Ricky Lulatelli. After Wardle kicked the ball on for Lulatelli, he tried kneading it past the Leeds defence, but he dives past Hardacre to score in the corner. Next, it is a Jermaine McGilvray try. After the former England international, we can say now, goes over on the right edge. Huddersfield used their expansive halfbacks to make an overlap for McGilvray, which Price adds the extras to further Huddersfield's lead. A great touchline conversion, you must say. Huddersfield are on a roll at this moment in time, and they're still attacking the Leeds line, completing high rates, finishing close to the line. And next it's Jake Wardle who goes over after some fast passing by Ricky Lulatelli, finds the winger who goes over in the left corner. Just before half time though, Leeds have some points on the scoreboard, but not after Chris McQueen intercepts a fumble by the Leeds defence and he races 75-80 metres, it'll be 90 by tomorrow, to score and extend Huddersfield's lead, which Price nails the conversion, all in the first 30 minutes. Here is that Leeds points just before half time. Huddersfield are doing their best to slow it down, getting the Leeds man on the front, but they have enough time to scoop the ball left, and a looping pass to Ash Hanley finds the try line for Leeds' first points of the game. We go into the second half now, and it is a good bomb by Blake Austin that is fumbled back by Ash Hanley back into a Leeds hands. It's still on the last, but a throwing out pass finds Liam Sutcliffe. It's very suspicious in my account that could have went forward. But Reece Martin nails the touchline kick for Leeds to get 10 points to 22, which was made 24 after Price got kicked over another penalty on the 63rd minute. Just before the 70th minute mark, Josh Jones decides to go on his own, something a little bit off the cuff, and he had enough strength and reach and power, taking over two Leeds defenders, to score the try on the 69th minute, which Price duly converted. Leeds though may be a bit clunky in forward play, but on the 77th minute it was Zach Hardacre who got on the point scoring as he made it 2 from 2. An Austin reverse kick finds Hardacre, producing a little bit of downward pressure to score, and Martin adds the extras for the final points. It was never going to be enough at the end of the day, but it was 30 points to 16 victory in favour of the Huddersfield Giants. And that's it for another episode, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like, subscribe and share this video worldwide, as well as clicking on that notification bell for any new videos that may be coming your way. Tell me what your thoughts are of today's episode. There are a few highlights in there, and also the Dragons in the NRL. They had a chance to go into the top 8 this weekend, despite playing more games than anyone else, if they beat an informed North Queensland Cowboys. The incentive was there. Didn't get it done. Reason being, in my opinion, I think there's only 2 players in that Dragon squad who would get into in the top 8 side. Growing as high as they are, I think, due to bad performances from other teams. This is a true test for them now, whether they have the coaching staff to get the best out of these players if they're underperforming, or the new players in for 2023, replacing a lot of that squad. They need 11 players, in my opinion. Some may come good later on in the year, as it's just gone past the halfway mark now. But others, I don't see it. That's why they're probably getting rid of half of them to Warrington. I digress, and that was a bit flippant. I apologise. But tell me in the comments below what your thoughts are. Anyway, Liam Farrell signs a new contract with Wigan, 3 years, to see out his career with the Wigan club. Not a bad plan. Not a bad player to have around if you're a Wigan player. He's doing well this year. Hasn't been my favourite player. Well, just my opinion on that front. But you can't knock his body of work or what he does. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like, subscribe and share if you haven't done so already, these videos to grow our channel and also the game as a whole. But in the meantime, please stay safe. I wish you all the best, and I'll see you in the next episode.